Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce CMAtics video session 259. So we will continue from where we left off in the previous video because we didn't complete the complete SAQL table, and we will also go and start with the second video. So firstly, let me come to the Analytics Studio and very quickly let me complete that particular code, because once the complete code is written, we are going to reference that for further scenarios. Okay, that's not an issue. So I already saved that as this one. So I already have this something called a scenario one, which when I was covering the series product life cycle, I had named that as scenario one, two, three, and four. So this time, just to ensure it was a different name, I just saved that lens as customer engagement cycle. So appending that particular word along with scenario one. Now let me move to SAQL. Okay, so let's complete this particular code. So as you can see, I have written this one, some of this, and finally I will be writing let me take the reference of this sheet. I need the campaign, right? So I'm just going to write, I'm going to take the support from here, this particular data set. And yeah, here it's the campaign. So I will copy this part and I will just mention d dot. Okay, here, because again, as I explained that we are dealing with bags over here. So I'm just going to write. I think that's it. I have created this complete table, right? That was the only thing which was left. And now let me run the query. So yeah, this is the complete table. I have got this thing C1, C2, C3, C4, which was needed as well as we worked out over here. And yeah, we can just polish this up a bit. So for example, here, maybe I can just write call is 0 as this, and this one, and first of the campaign as campaign. Okay, one thing is very strange. Like here, I have for C2 email. Email is already there, but I think I'm not getting that email over here. Let me check what is the issue. So I can see that it is campaign, which is fine, but why I'm not getting that campaign over here? Let me check this part. By okay, I think I mentioned this by all. It should be CID over here as well. Okay, so it shouldn't be all. It should be CID, right? It's very much necessary you mention the keys properly. Fine. For that reason, I was not getting any values related to campaigning. There you see, I am getting the email and webinar. Okay. Because if I have mentioned by all, that means, I'm not getting the related records, because CID is being compared by all the columns. So for example, I have this CID, which is common, right? But when I mentioned all, it's basically the CID is doing comparison with both the CID as well as the campaign, for which it was not able to fetch the records. But now I have done the proper co-grouping over here, so I get the values as well. Okay, these are some of the mistakes, quite silly mistakes you can say, which you might make, but as you practice and go ahead, you are going to become stronger in this. And here I will just write something like no info, let's say no info available. You can map anything, doesn't matter. Okay, but I'm just writing no info available. That's it. Fine. So this is the complete table which I got, and I can do a final save for this one. Now let's come get back to the second scenario. So here I will just rename this to scenario 2. Now here I have the scenario 1, and I will take this particular example of scenario 2, and what I will do is, firstly, let me very quickly merge this. It has here and default. 12. Okay, that's cool. Can merge this one as well. Not an issue. Fine. And of course, I just need to copy this particular table which is there as it is. So I will definitely do that. So let me just copy this one over here and let me just paste it over here. Okay. Okay, fine. For some reason that is not appearing. What I will do is I will take the third cell as well and I will just mark it as merge one. Okay, now it seems fine. And let me just increase the size a bit. Okay. Yeah, fine. Now, what is the second question asking? Here it is saying show all officially known customers or those who placed orders plus support and marketing info if available. So one thing I know, I need all the customers from the customer master and orders because that's what the first part means over here. So I will just, copy this particular whole thing. I will paste it over here. Let's say 1 minute. Huh? I think I'm making the same mistake once again. Let me copy this thing. Selected 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And of course, I also need the C5 because it's said it's needed from both, right? So C5 will be there. And of course, after that, I can just mark this particular amount. So let me just copy this whole thing and let me just save it here. But I know this 450 won't be here. So I will mark the 450 in the fifth one. Okay, that is fine. We can do these things later. The thing, what is there? It is area. Okay, it is. So this is the order amount and plus support and marketing info if exist. So yeah, we can mark this info as well. So for example, like this is the case count for me. Okay. So here it will be 2, 1, and 4. So 2, here it will be 1. And I don't have any info for C6, so that is fine. And finally, the campaign marketing info. So campaign will be needed as well. So I have this email over here. And I have the webinar. I think others are not needed, just for C4. Yeah, I think that's it about this. So this is the complete table. Show all officially known customers or those who place orders, plus support and marketing info if exists. So I'm getting all the customers which are having there in the customer master as well as orders, right? I map their proper customer name. Here I can just write not applicable, something like that. I have mapped the proper order amount corresponding to each CID. And wherever it's blank, we can mark it as 0 when we write the SQL. That is fine. And yeah, that's it about it. And now let's go back to our Analytics Studio and write that particular SAQL. Okay. So here I will just open this customer master. Let me add all the step you have to follow. After that, of course, I can copy the code which I've already written in scenario one and update the changes required as per the scenario. But this is the first step I eventually have to follow. I don't have any other option. So here, let me mark the orders. Then comes the support cases. And finally, the I can definitely take the reference of this because the code will be same. It's just that I have to make changes in the code group. So let me just copy and paste this one. Now here, one thing I know, because as I mentioned, we are going from left to right. So here I need all the info from A and B table, that is from my customer master and orders, right? So I will mark full over here. Okay, that's the first step, as you know. So A and B is complete, like A, all the things, and B, all the things I'm getting. Now combining both this, of course, it will be left because this will now stay constant. And from C, whatever info extra I will be getting, I will get that. And from D as well, right? So that's the thing. Now, one thing over here, after this, what I need to do is, like here, I have to write the coalesce, okay? And I have to mention the B. Otherwise, if I just mention A, I won't get the last one. So to get this last one, I have to mention the B one as well, okay? In a standard manner, you can mention everything A, B, C, D. That is also fine. Okay. So maybe that part I can do it over here as well. Like I can just follow that standard format. Right. In this case, particularly, it's not needed to mark C and D. But anyways, even if you mark it, that's not an issue. Okay. Now, customer name is fine, but I can just add a coalesce maybe over here. So coalesce first dot customer name. Maybe I can write something like unknown, I guess. Okay. So that is fine for me as customer name. Coalesce, I think the rest of the things are fine. Okay. So now I can run the query. So as you can see, I'm getting the proper results. So I have this C1 to C5. I am getting the proper name and I'm getting the proper order amount as well, the proper case count as well as the campaign. Okay. So I can save this as, let me just, okay, scenario two. And maybe what I can do is I can again just copy this thing from here. I can just write scenario two. So let me copy this thing, save it and write scenario two over here. Okay. So I will save it in my SAQL app, which is fine, and click on save. Now the code is done and we are getting the proper result. But I hope you understood the reason for which that particular core group is written, right? So if you, so this was for scenario one. Okay. Now when it came to scenario two, so if I again go back to the question here, it is saying that show all officially known customers or those who place products. Now it's written or. That means one thing I know from A and B, I need everything. So that means if I just go step by step from here, left to right, okay, that's what the core group does. It goes from left to right. So here I know that I have to map full because I need all the information from A and B as the or mark is written over there clearly, right? So which will give me from A1 to, this C1 to C5, like C1 to C4 from A and the remaining portion C, because once you do that full, basically if the CIDs are repeated, it won't give you the duplicate ones, right? That is something we already understood when we were dealing in the initial sessions of SAQL. Now, once this is done, I know like these two are the resulting table. Now, with these two resulting table, since I will be going for one more, which is C. So what is that particular thing? Now, these two are already combined right now. So that means I will go for a left because I already got C1 to C5. Now, as the question mentioned that here, I just need plus means the additional support and marketing info if it exists. It's like an enhancement which is happening. So it's not that we are adding anything extra. It's just that if whatever things you already got from that A and B, if you get any particular related attributes, that is the case count as well as the campaign from C and D table, that is the support cases and marketing list table, just map it. That's what it means. So since I'm going for that enhancement, I will just write left over here because from this A and B will be the main table where I need all the info. And of course, for C, it will be like as it is over here. Okay. Now, once again, like this, these are the complete resulting table which I got. Again, this will remain intact, and whatever extra info I get, the extra attributes which are there present in D for all these rows, I will just map that. So once again, I will going for left and I will be mapping this one. Okay. So that's the thing about this one. I hope this is clear. And of course, in next video, we will solve the next scenario, which is this scenario 3. Okay. Show all customers who are either official or have placed orders or raised support cases. Okay. So that is the thing. I will just create that new sheet for now. And I will just copy this one. And let me just, sorry. Yeah, here is the sheet. So let me just merge this one very quickly. And let me paste it. That's strange. What happened? There's something wrong. Just a moment. Okay. So yeah, I can mark this as 12. So yeah, we will do this in our next session. Thank you.